My name is Eben Esterhuizen. I'm an adult fan of Lego and welcome to another episode of BlockBlaze. My interest in Lego started when I was quite young. I received my first Lego set around about 4 years old and I probably never stopped building. I did move away from the more traditional system building sets and started focusing on Technic building at around 7 years of age. And it just never stopped there. I just continued collecting, and obviously as an adult having access to more funds, I was able to acquire more parts and build different models. I prefer building MOCs, and I prefer doing that instead of building Lego sets. I do build Lego sets to understand the ideas that the Lego company had with specific parts and specific designs. But from there on, I prefer building my own designs. I enjoy that a lot more. The main models I build or MOCs I build are mainly focused on construction equipment, trucks, cranes, earth moving equipment. I just have an interest in the mechanics of them. So I do spend a lot of time developing concepts and models around these ideas. It's always a challenge to try and build something that is accurate in scale and something that is structurally sound, but then also have all the movable functions as the real piece of equipment that I'm trying to mock. So yes, you always have that fine balance of trying to build it to have it as realistic as possible. My big interest in cranes came from the industry that I've been working in for the last 10 years. I've been even with 10 years before that, I've been in the construction industry and more recently in the offshore oil and gas industry. And I've just always had a fascination with cranes. One of the projects I'm currently working on is a 1/10 scale model of a Grove 7550 all-terrain crane. And it is going to be quite big. I don't think I've seen a Lego all-terrain crane in that scale anywhere on the internet. And I'm quite excited in building it. I've actually been planning and working on this design for more than 10 years. And I'm hoping to have it complete in the next 2 years or so. I've been asked many times, how do I plan the scale that I build in? First there's a lot of information you can download off the internet, technical drawings with actual sizes of the full scale models or the full scale equipment. I use that to determine the scale of my MOC. But one of the biggest problems we have with Lego is that we only have wheels in certain sizes and you can't change the size of the wheel any way you want to. So the biggest determining factor that you use to determine the scale that you're going to build in will be the size of wheels that are available. It took me several years to get to the storage system that I'm using today. I looked at the containers available on the market, also at the cost of the containers, and at the end of the day I decided I needed something that can expand with my collection in the future. So I needed to look at containers that will be available, or at least the shape and size will be available in the future as well, as my collection expands. And I think that is something you can look at. Look at something that can expand with your collection. And it doesn't have to be something specific that everybody uses. It can be your own system that works for you specifically. I prefer using the containers because I've got quite a big shelf. I like removing the containers and put it on my workspace as I use specific parts. It also makes it easy when you are sorting. I can put a whole different array of containers in front of a table that I'm using to sort parts, and I can sort the parts straight into the containers. Some of the drawer systems doesn't always allow you to remove the trays from the actual cabinet that it comes with. And I find that a lot of the drawer systems are too small for the quantities that I use. I mainly build fairly large MOCs, and the quantity of parts that I end up using are quite a lot. I found a label system online of another Lego fan. He's got a website called The Brick Architect, and he offers free labels that he constantly updates with new parts that are being released. And you can download them, and they work with quite a few different label printers that you can find on the market out there. And I find it's a very user-friendly system to use. It looks very neat and tidy, and then it's easy to find the parts in your storage system by just looking at the label. It also provides you with the actual Lego part number, and that again in the future helps you to find parts online if you need to search or buy any additional parts online. When building your own design like this and you start building more complicated mechanisms, it is often quite difficult to keep track of what you're doing, especially when you have to rebuild concepts over and over. So one of my pro tips is to actually start building your concept in a color that you're not going to use in your final model in case you don't have enough parts to do that, so that you can rebuild it in the right color afterwards. And then I also use a software program called Stud.io. It's a program that was developed by bricklink.com, and it's available on their website for free to download. And it's a program similar to any other designing software out there on the market, and it's designed specifically for Lego, and you can build any model on there. It can help you to create very high quality instructions as well, and then you can link that with Bricklink at the end of the day to buy all the parts for the mock that you designed. It just helped me to plan it ahead, and it saves a lot of time to remove certain parts and change colors of parts if I'm not happy with the design, instead of having to disassemble your prototype model that you're building. Thank you for joining me in my Lego room on this episode. If you like this video, please subscribe and press the like button, and hope to catch you again on this channel in the future. Thank you.